seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try that again, sorry. You're also...
So this woman is wealthy, but not royalty, not a ruler. What is wealth here? Is it just gold? I see no herds.
That's a very good question. I was wondering that myself.
Hey, I mean, even those that are owning businesses don't even seem wealthy, so I'm not sure what that means here.
Yeah.
Could she be wealthy with wisdom because she's a sorceress?
Oh.
I don't know. My people would simply call that wise, not wealthy.
Well, I mean, if you had knowledge or abilities and then you're selling those, I mean, you'd be... Well, that's an artisan, isn't it? Maybe she has a level of artisanship, but in speechcraft.
Well, then she and Rio will get along just fine.
Maybe. But if she's an adventurer, chances are she has treasure. Where there is one, there's likely almost always the other.
What sort of magic could a house have exactly?
I don't know, but we're about to find out, because that
What?
matches the description of the house we are looking for.
Doesn't look magical, does it?
Maybe
What
it
does
is.
look magical?
Gandalf doesn't look very magical if you look at him. He just kind of looks like an old man.
I beg to differ.
I've actually not thought about that.
Like when you look at Gandalf, would you think, oh, he's magical, he's a wizard?
Perhaps.
I don't know. Let me try to visualize them.
With or without the hat?
Oh, with the hat. Because the hat's
With the
pretty
hat.
magical by itself, right?
Yeah, you don't see a lot of people with pointy hats, do you?
Tall.
That's true.
I think that's probably part of the magic.
Is his hat self-made? Or is there a place, like, we could
Do you
buy
think
one
it's like
here?
what you do? Like, could we buy pointed wizard hats?
I don't know.
Does that make us wizards?
It makes us tiny wizard hobbits.
I mean,
It would
But
certainly
we
fool
live to
some
be
people.
over 10,000
It
years old.
I think it would.
Oh
When
my
Father
God.
This
Bayon
has
tells
to
the
happen.
story... When Father Bayon tells the story of Gandalf's passing through, the only real detail of his clothing that is remembered is the pointed hat. So, I don't know, in my mind, if you say wizard, I think of a pointed hat.
Is
I
there
wonder
any...
if all wizards wear pointed hats.
That's
Right.
what I was wondering, and I was also wondering if there's ever been a hobbit wizard.
Not in my recollection,
No, I mean,
or my family's recollection.
we've
Well-
only ever had, those of sort of mayorship. That's the only power I can think of that any hobbits have ever had.
Well, the Tharkoon is no man or dwarf. I don't know what he is. He just is.
So you can't. So does that mean you can't become a wizard?
You have to
you're-
be one
You have to
originally.
be one. Well, shoot.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh. Right, okay.
Should one of us knock? I know. I'm sort of stalling here. I don't want to go towards the door.
All around you, you can see the similar walls that you've seen with the buildings that have been restored around Tharbad. These look a little bit more impressive. It's been cleaned here.
Fantastic.
The property here has been maintained, and you can see there are some plants about a large courtyard. There is a large opening, as if one of the walls of sort of like a hexagonal or maybe an octagonal set of walls was knocked down, and on the opposite side of the wall you see a large structure, a large building. It has a squared sort of intricate looking roof and many details around the center of the structure. It is sort of short, like cylindrical almost, but there is a slight point to the top, and the building is not very wide, but it is rather tall.
Is there a gate barring me from entry?
Yes, there is. There is a door there.
At the fence or at the house?
At the house, there is no fence there.
Okay, in that case, I walk up to the door.
I follow behind.
Okay, I'm going to stand here and they can...
They're just gonna knock.
I don't know if it's
I think
magical.
it's just gonna walk up there and...
Oh, God. Oh no.
There's a moment that you wait, and then there is a small door, like a little peephole that opens on the front door. You see an eye on the other side. Hello, what can I do for you? What brings you
Hello.
here?
My name is Anduin of the River.
See, lift me
I
up.
travel in the company of 3 hobbits.
Get on.
I believe you had invited them to come see you.
See, looking
were
at us. Are they looking
Perhaps a bit shy to approach. Apparently there are stories your house is magic.
A moment, please.
I close the door. Now what?
But they're...
Now
A
what?
moment.
Do you think Anduin's in danger?
That's not smart.
No.
The large front door opens.
Oh.
Inside, you can see that there is a human man with sort of graying hair, bald on top, but sort of long on the sides. It is reasonably well kept for Tharbad. Not quite as disheveled as most of the people that you've seen here. And you see someone that is wearing not rough spun, or some of the rougher fabrics that you might have seen, but this person is wearing
A pointy hat. No, I'm sorry.
some like a white sort of poofy shirt. It might be cotton, it might be wool, and some woolen pants and leather shoes.
Not unlike what I wear.
Yes, if you could
can't see
please
anything.
come in.
Is he looking at us?
No.
He's looking at us.
No,
Does he want us to step forward?
all of us, he wants us to come in.
No, you go first.
Yeah,
Lady
you're being
Kern is
rather
expecting
rude.
you.
Yeah, she's... Okay.
Hobbits, you are the 3 invited, not I. Come.
Okay,
I'm going.
okay.
Okay,
Need to
Piper,
blow
you're
our
in front.
cover.
You've got the sword.
I've got the sword. Okay.
You, as you begin to walk towards the door, you can see what appears to be a very nice-looking setup beyond the door. There appears to be some candelabras along a hall and some nice-looking rugs inside. It does look to be fairly well kept beyond the door. And this person of average height, and probably in their later years looks at you as you enter. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'll step down under the door and move inside.
Is this all who will be attending this evening?
10.
I'll look around to see where Rioth is.
I was with you the entire time.
Yes.
Your left
this-
leg.
Oh, I lose track of what is happening down there sometimes.
I know, he's so small, right?
Don't you start.
My name is Javen. I work for Lady Kern, and I will take you to her and perhaps some dinner if you have not eaten yet. Would you care for anything to drink?
Yes.
Yes, I.
Very well.
I can assure you, you will need dinner preparations for 8.
But there are only 5 of you.
Correct.
Hearty appetites we have.
I suppose that can be arranged.
Oh,
if
good.
you would be so kind as to follow me, you can sit in the living area, and Lady Kern will be with you shortly.
Okay,
Forget the
thank
height,
you.
that old stomach.
This way.
Very well.
Javen begins to walk into the house, and behind you, you sort of see the camera over your shoulder, and you see the grayness and dark and drabness of Tharbad, which is covered in evening light, sort of fade behind you as the door closes. Yes, if you could have a seat here. Javen walks past a few rooms and candelabras, and you feel this place is pretty warm, and it smells nice, and there's probably a point where he indicates where you might be able to clean your boots as you move into the house. Tharbad.
Do you have a foot scraper?
Yes, the box there, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, goodness. Thought of everything.
Lady Kern will be with you shortly. I will bring your drinks and some food soon. Is a wine preferable?
Oh, yes, please.
Very
Sure.
well.
Anything
You have ale.
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, please.
I will check to see if we have any more ale. I believe there has been a shortage, but I will check.
An ale shortage.
Yeah, because they don't have butter.
Oh, God.
Excuse me. I'll return in just a moment.
Yeah, please. Please.
He walks off.
Oh, this is fancy, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
even
Very fancy.
comparatively to out there, this is
Oh, yeah.
steps above.
Very much so, yeah.
Do we? Well, now what?
It doesn't
We-
beat any dwarven halls, though, but it's okay.
Okay, so how would a dwarven hall compare to this? If you could just give us sort of a visual
Oh, yes, story time.
of that.
Well, this place is much too small. Cramped even.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
It's cramped.
Aye.
It's massive. What are you talking about?
What is this?
But 4 of
How
us
much more space?
stacked on top of each other.
Hey,
Yeah, that's right. How much more space do dwarves need?
A lot. Well, you see, where I came from, we used to have holes that were so large you couldn't see from one end to the other if it was nighttime.
oh wait.
So
Wow.
deep
How
and
big?
so
What?
quite big.
You can't see the other side.
Aye.
That's
He
like
speaks the
Shirley.
truth. I have been in a dwarven hall.
You
They
mean,
are very, very large.
you mean like because
so
it's
large.
dark on one side and you can't, so if you brought a torch on that side and you were on the other,
Then
you
you'd
could
be
see the
able to
torch
see it.
and it would bright up like that?
Ah, well, you'd need many, many torches, but aye. The Great Halls of Khazad-dûm were some of the largest in Middle-earth.
Definitely having a hard time
Wow.
visualizing that. It just sounds like outside.
Mm.
Yeah, outside
except
but inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
outside,
Yeah.
inside.
Rioth, have you ever been to Erebor?
Sorry, what? I was lost in thought there for a second. Erebor.
Erebor.
Aye.
Or smaller?
Oh. Much bigger.
Really? Erebor seemed plenty big enough to me. As you said, could not see the far walls.
I did not have the pleasure of staying at Erebor long. There was fighting.
Ah. We went there for Thorin's Day, on the 20th anniversary of Thorin's expedition.
Oh. I see. I did not
The
know
one
you
time I
treated
visited.
the dwarves.
Beg your pardon?
I did not know you treated with the dwarves of Erebor.
Things have changed much, largely at my insistence. Beorn's dislike for dwarves has softened over the years, and I feel like being at odds with all of our neighbors all of the time is not good for our people.
Well, I for one name you dwarf friend.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's a big deal, right?
Is that honorifics?
Seems like a big deal.
Aye.
Maybe
my
sometime
people.
I'll go again.
My people have no such title for me to confer back, other than a thank you.
You could be river friend.
You could be Wolf Boy.
No, I don't think I think
I
think
glare.
the wolf is a newer thing for him, and
Well, what if you could say like you're part of my pack or something? Like wolf-like. No?
If
Wolf
anything,
kin.
if anything, my people are kin to bears, not wolves.
bearkin. Oh, that sounds amazing.
Bear. So that
Yeah.
makes you a bear man?
Bearman.
Bear. I
Bear.
like that.
Yeah.
There is a
Okay.
sound from the opening of the room leading out into the hallway, and you hear someone say, "I think I've met one of your kind before." And you see a woman standing there, wrapped in finery and furs. Older. She has a goblet in hand. She looks like this.
Which of us is she looking at with this statement? Because one of your kind could be any of us.
She is looking towards you, Anduin.
Oh. Hmm?
In some of my travels, I've made my way across the Misty Mountains. In my younger days, perhaps I saw you there.
If you mean my tribe in the Vales of Anduin, I have only arrived recently. But if you mean Beorn and his kin, they have been there much longer. It's likely you met them. And that is a rare thing here. Not many cross the mountains.
I only stayed there briefly. But yes, I believe you are correct. I met with Beorn. It is good to meet you. I am Amelia Kern.
Likewise, good to meet you as well. I am Anduin of the River, of West Watcher clan, and the Vales of Anduin, of the tribe of Bayorn.
Toddles. Red good. Of the hobbits of the Shire of...
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, hobbits of the... Yeah.
That was good. Piper Took of the hobbits of the Shire of the...
Eastern Farthing. South
Eastern Farthing of the... South Farthing.
Yeah.
Of the river
Yeah.
that cuts our small hobbit village into...
Yeah, and Twain.
She's of the... Right.
Joven comes in, starts putting some drinks and some
Ooh,
snacks down.
thank you.
Briuth,
Goodness,
This is
son
lovely.
of Brimbriuth of Eredluin, the Blue Mountains, at your service.
She
We
inclines
forgot
her
the
head.
at your service part.
With mouthful. Lantern Proudfoot. My pleasure.
It is nice to meet you all. I saw you previously at the inn for what could only be called as a rather rousing drinking contest.
It was pretty good. Right. Wait, you were there?
Yeah, they
For
did
that?
great.
Yes, I was. I will often head into the inn to make the rounds. It's good to speak with the people every now and again.
Are we having a
And
drinking contest?
tonight? No. At least.
Yeah, you're a fine adventurer, lady. I'm sure you've won a few drinking contests in your time.
Of all of my adventures, I don't think that I've ever really won any drinking contest.
There's always time for a first time,
Wait,
right?
is that sort of a statement about drinking to that excess? There is no winning. Is that what you're getting at?
Oh, no, certainly not.
I
There's
think it
always
is.
winning to be had.
I don't know.
She smiles.
Yeah, it says you the winner. You win every time.
Yeah,
I don't-
every time. Every time.
No,
Even
no.
when you
What?
don't
I
try.
don't think there's a winner here.
No, I
Says
don't.
the winner.
You two drink in excess. That's the problem. You just have to not drink that much. It's very easy.
Oh,
You also drank excessively.
Wow. Listen here,
London
Lantern.
Proud
I
for
don't
telling
drink to
us
excess,
if we
okay?
drink too much. Wow.
Amelia Kern steps into the room and sits on one of the comfy-looking larger chairs and continues sipping her goblet and listening to your conversation,
I'm just
waiting for
let-
a moment to interject.
Just all I'm saying. All I'm saying.
Good luck.
I will pick up on this because I'm
Yeah.
getting
Thank
used
you.
to it.
Thank you.
And I will turn to her and say, you may simply have to speak your mind loudly with this group.
I can see that.
And so,
No,
you saying
Yes.
that we're drinking in
Yeah, that's
excess
right.
is just rude because you don't know
Yeah.
how much of what is what and what is an excess and what is not.
I had
Right? Yeah,
what
suggested that
defines
you
excess?
come here this evening
Right.
because I was hoping you might be able to help me with some things. I will pay you well, of course.
Do you have butter?
Or
Perhaps.
sauteed mushrooms.
Oh, if you have mushrooms, it'd be...
She has butter, which means
Right,
we can
I shouldn't
saute
get
our
ahead of
own
myself.
mushrooms.
No.
That
I'm
is
sorry.
part
Yes,
of
we'll
the
do
problem.
It. We'll do
you
it.
see.
We'll do it.
Okay.
You're out of butter. So is everyone
Perhaps,
else.
perhaps we should hear out the task first.
Right.
Oh, right.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, Andor.
Before
We're
you
no-
sell your
no-
soul for a stick of butter.
New to this. It's not just a stick of butter. It's sauteing mushrooms and pancakes. You can make a lot with a stick of butter.
And you would
And my
trade your
soul
life.
wants the butter as well. so
about
I'm
it?
just doing it a favor.
Why not? What do
You
you trade
seem-
your life for? Trinkets?
I'm shoving crackers in my mouth to not add to the conversation.
You seem quite skilled when it comes to occupying people's attention and perhaps doing other things while their attention is occupied. That is often the best way I've found to go about secretive work.
Secrets. That's what he was saying before he choked.
Secretive.
Yes.
What kind of secrets is probably what he would follow up if he wasn't still choking.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
With all due respect, Mrs. Kern, perhaps choose your next words wisely amongst these.
What does that mean?
I always choose my words wisely, Master Dwarf.
He's just being short with us.
Well, of course. We're short.
And so's he.
Excuse me, I'm at least half a head taller than you. Let's not start this now in front of this lady in front,
Barely.
home.
What would you like us to do?
Stand up a bit.
Well,
Straightens up.
from what I understand, you've been going around town and causing a few problems here and there. All of you, it seems, have
Solving.
found a way
We've been
to...
solving a few problems.
Not from the perspective of certain individuals across town. Not myself. I think it is important to mention. I've found it very enjoyable, to say the least. But I think that you are a pebble in the shoe of some of the good Captain Gurnow's men. And I find that delightful.
Okay.
Go on.
Delightful. It's like that's like what you say about cake or biscuits.
Yeah, but we're the pebble in the shoe of people that are not good people, so it's a positive thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
but she's comparing us to like maybe dessert cakes. That must mean we're pretty good.
Oh, right, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Well, Captain Gurnow has been rather uncomfortable since your arrival. And I would like to potentially make things worse for Captain Gurnow. I don't see eye to eye with him and his folk. Ever since they've arrived in Tharbad, the people have been a sort of mixed bag. They've felt protected, however, they've had several of their freedoms taken away. Nonsense about not sharing food and these absurd rules, and well, it's been rather uncomfortable here. And ever since my retirement from Gondor, I have found my own place here, away from many of the trials and tribulations of the southern folk. But it's gotten worse.
Worse how?
Well, just out there, I mean.
Oh yeah. Okay. Right.
If I could ask, we had talked to a Mr. Roper Grey a little bit ago.
Have you now?
We were kind of given not direction, but maybe an inkling that your ideals may align, I guess, is maybe the best way to say it. But he isn't one to be a leader, in his own words.
So you've come here to seek out my capabilities as a leader for Tharbad.
I don't know. I mean, we've had a discussion about us all. We're not from here. We're from so many other places. And then there's a level of what right do we have? And then we have been a pebble or a thorn, if you will. But it wasn't necessarily by choice. It just sort of kept happening.
Well, you're doing a wonderful job. I hope you'll keep it up.
Well, I guess that comes to what you need of us, I suppose.
Roper Grey is correct in the assumption that he would make a poor leader. I think that the people of Tharbad need someone to look up to, but I don't know if I am that person.
That's actually what I was thinking.
Yeah, but if not you, then who? Because, I mean, everyone is destitute and just downtrodden out there.
I know, I have an idea. But the librarian.
Oh, but she's ancient. I don't think she would do
Agna.
well for more
You
than a
mean
day
Agna,
or two.
the librarian?
Yes, yeah.
No,
Yes.
I don't believe that Agna will be able to
Why not?
handle all of this. Well,
She handles an entire library by herself.
and she does that quite well. First and foremost, imagine trying to take Agna away from her library to lead this town.
Well, because the whole town is like a library. You just tell her the town is the new library.
I definitely don't think we could trick her into being in charge of an
I don't
entire
think you.
town.
I don't think you would need to trick her. I think she cares about the town and the people, and anybody that cares about books and history and literature, they have all the makings of a good leader.
I feel like she has more of the makings of a good advisor than a leader with her
Lawton
knowledge.
speaks the truth. The
Well,
old
give
make
the-
excellent counselors, but harder to get people to rally around them, especially in a town like this one that is in frequent need of defense. Can you imagine Agna trying to defend the town?
Well, she doesn't have to defend, but she's smart enough to know, and she's well read enough to know when to ask for help.
Right, and in the event of a crisis, when people turn to someone else, is she still the leader?
Well, if
Well,
a leader
Gandalf is our leader, and he's ancient.
Yeah, but he's not human, is he? Or I guess he's not. He's wizard, whatever
What
that
do
is.
you mean?
Are you being difficult for the sake of being difficult?
If Agna also possesses untold magical power, then I will concede the point.
I mean, it takes untold magical power to be able to run a library that size.
Maybe we're all wrong. Maybe it takes all these people to help the city, not just one figure.
That was what I was going to say! Ah! I walk off.
What
You
about,
just have to say it louder and sooner.
I tried to say it 4 times. I was cut off 4 times.
Try harder.
For some reason, I kept getting this feeling about this idea, and I don't know where it was coming from exactly.
You stole it. That's what happened.
Do you have a person in mind, Miss Kern?
Well, I think the idea of some sort of shared council would be more acceptable, but I haven't agreed to anything yet. Which leads me to why I have suggested you come here this evening. And thank you for coming here, by the way. It is most appreciated. You've mentioned that you've had some difficulties in procuring butter. have been many, many bits of foodstuffs that have been difficult to find throughout Tharbad. But do you know that Captain Gurnow has his own supply of various goods and things that he keeps a secret from much of the town?
That doesn't surprise me at all.
No, I don't imagine it would. Most of the people in Tharbad know that it exists, but they don't know where it exists. And if they did, well, I think Captain Gurnow would be rather upset, as well as his men, who are fed rather well, as I'm sure you might have noticed, comparatively to many of the people here in Tharbad.
Do you know where this storage of goods is located?
Perhaps.
If this storage of goods were located, would it be preferable for them to be immediately shown to the
No. Stolen?
Oh. Right.
I think that
okay.
might be rather preferable.
Stolen. Okay.
Returned to the people.
A much better word, yes.
Well, I guess if that were the case, then the place it would have to get to would be the marketplace, right? Because that seems to be where the majority of the foot traffic here in the town. So wherever this is in relation, because I'm trying to understand, if we find this stores of goods, how difficult would it be to move? We've had some dealings with moving stuff from place to place with wheelbarrows and whatnot,
And carts,
yeah.
carts driven by ponies and...
Yeah.
What if we did not have to move it? What if we simply unlock the door and tell the town where it is? Do you not think people would flock to it and carry it off themselves?
But wouldn't they get hurt?
They might.
Only if
They
the guards are
might.
there to stop them.
Ah.
Right, so we kill the guards.
No,
What?
just stop that. Piper, you can't
Gee.
just go to murder.
Oh my
That's not the
lord.
first step.
It was a joke. I was
I
joking.
think
No,
I
it
quite
wasn't.
like
You weren't
hobbits.
joking.
Work.
I mean, it's a...
Not
Piper begins to understand how the world works.
no, that is not how
That's
the
not how
I
the world
refuse
works.
to
That might be
believe.
how this small perspective works, but it's certainly not how the world works.
People can,
Listen.
you know.
Sometimes when you eventually stab a giant worm in the face, you'll understand where I've been.
But that's a worm versus a person. People can change. I don't think worms can change. You know, they go for, and maybe they
Well,
can.
actually,
I don't know.
technically they can, because if you cut them in half, then they can actually regrow completely. So that's like kind of changing, right?
I dare
Joven,
say
it
we
has
will
been
not see
some
that worm
time.
cut in half.
It has been some time since we've seen such lively attitudes here in this very old home, isn't it? Yes, Lady Kern. I suppose it has been some time. But yes, I think your tall friend is correct. And I think you would be quite good at drawing the guards' attention. There are several guards, and, well, they guard these foodstuffs very well. So it would have to be quite a distraction.
I have an idea.
What is that? Because
I
I have
just
one
go-
as well.
Oh, what's yours?
The
Do you want
drinking
me to go
contest.
first? Oh, that's much better than mine. I was simply going to walk up and ask them for some butter.
Perhaps a small pointed hat, and everyone will come to see the Hobbit wizard.
Drink. Yes.
Drinking contest sounds like a better idea than my butter
hard-
idea.
How hard is it to make pointed hats? And we'll be the three wizards, and we'll drink. as in a contest against anyone in the town that wishes, and we'll do that right with the guards there.
I don't know if the guards will really care, though, right? Because if
There's
they're
no
protecting-
frivolity out there.
That's true. Everyone's very sad.
Not much to do here, and even the guards look depressed. Whether they would come to a drinking contest, though, really depends on how hard Gurnow whips his lash to keep them in order.
Or how much of a reward there is. If it's one thing I've learned about this area, it's that everybody wants money. Or gold.
You
Perhaps
too
we
understand how this place works.
Perhaps we could offer, a reward or something.
To the winner.
And it can't be butter, because apparently that's not enough.
Yeah. No, it is for us. Okay, so do you
Imagine
think
what the world would be like if everybody found that butter was enough.
So what would be better? Distracting? Okay,
Butter.
how many guards do we need to
What would
distract
be butter?
first? What does that entail?
The nearest that I've been able to tell, there are usually 2 guards stationed by the door, as well as 3 more inside.
Okay.
Wait,
So-
how many is that? I can't math.
That 5. So
Okay, 5.
Wait, there's
Yes,
5?
there's 5. So okay, let me see if I can go through this as best as I can with my.
I have
my
an
brains.
idea.
Go for it.
What if we just run up and start screaming about trolls eating people? A troll has escaped. Wouldn't
That
they
might
go
be-
running?
Yeah,
Well-
unless they're aware of it, then we might get in trouble with it.
You might get
seems
the
like
attention of the 2 guards outside, but there are 3 guards inside. They have been instructed not to leave unless an absolute emergency happens, and the only way that they will leave is if, I imagine, something dreadful is truly happening. I don't know if...
Like a worm or what? Do you think a troll stomping around eating people isn't dreadful?
It is
No, but
dreadful,
they might be.
but they
they
would
might
have
be
to be
on it.
convinced that it exists.
Yeah, they
Oh,
might
they
be
don't
in
have
on
to
the
be
trolls.
convinced.
You know,
They
so
don't
they
have
would.
to be convinced it exists because it does exist and they know it does.
Oh, that's
They
just it. So they wouldn't
don't.
think it was an emergency. They wouldn't be. They know it's
No,
a
but
thing.
what I'm saying is, as far as they know, the trolls are in the cave and they're feeding people to the trolls in the
You-
cave only. So if
You
somebody's
are
running
skipping
around
over.
town-
You are skipping over the part where you explained to Amelia that we uncovered a pair of trolls down under the docks that the guards were using to dispose of troublemakers.
I knew they were
They're-
up to something, but to think using trolls to hurt people.
Well, let me explain the rest of my master plan. Now, now that you're caught up and you know about the trolls, so if we run up and we say, oh my god, 2 massive trolls running through town, grabbing people, that means first of all, they know the trolls are real, right? Second of all, if the trolls are out around town and people are screaming about them, then their cover is blown. So they're going to try really hard to take care of it, right?
I don't think so. I think if anything, they'll let the trolls take care of as many people as they can eat and just let them go.
Why?
Because why? These guards are probably not great people, right? So they're not going to.
Well, that's quite a leap. You don't know. They could just be doing their job.
From what we've seen of the other guards, they all seemed like they are hanging off of Garnow's belts. You know, they're well fed, so they must know they're getting more than the people around them. They just don't seem like good people.
We could
You
set
may
the
be
house on fire.
partially correct. Perhaps they are not good people, but I think you are wrong that they would let the trolls run around unchallenged. If anything,
so
I
too.
feel they would want to stop the trolls and kill them quickly so that they do not speak of what has occurred.
Exactly. They don't blow their cover.
Okay, with that assumption, how do we prove to them that it's happening and keep them away long enough to get to the store?
Piper, can you
still have
still
a
do your
troll
troll
voice.
voice?
No, let me try. I mean, okay, hold on. Let me try. Maybe my vocal cords can remember.
We're gonna need a roll for this.
Hello. Huh? Oh.
We're gonna need a roll for this.
I was just gonna RP it, bro. That's like for sure she doesn't sound like a troll. What?
Yeah, maybe the magic's still there
We're
somewhere.
gonna definitely do a roll for this. This is going to be. I'm going to suggest that this is probably a persuade.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I take that back. This will be an awe roll.
An awe roll?
Yeah.
See, I feel like persuade
I know
is
you
just,
do.
like, way better. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it fits the what's about to happen. Okay, well, let me try. Let me see if my vocal cords can remember.
Okay. A little lower, I think. Like a lot lower, maybe. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm a troll. I'm a troll. Look out! Arrgh, I'm a troll. No,
Not quite.
I think you
Not
did a really
really.
good job. It's just
That's
not.
very good. It's just not. Maybe the cave. I think we need the echoing of the cave.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't really bring the cave to the marketplace, though.
No. So we won't be able to do that. But you did great.
You did. I'm
Thanks.
very.
Oh, guys, thank you. I was really nervous, actually.
Perhaps another plan. But regardless, if you are able to do this, then perhaps we can ameliorate some of the people's needs for now.
That's your name?
Amelia rate? No? Sorry.
No.
Sorry, miss. Sorry, miss. Apologize, miss. Good ale, miss. Good wine. Food is great. Thank you very much. You have a lovely house.
Top notch. Full human.
Thank you.
You didn't have to have that.
I was
Rios, you didn't have to have that.
Just
suggesting
being frank.
that if you are able to accomplish this and we are able to sate the people's needs for now, that will be one step to helping the city, and that will be a very big thorn in Captain Gurnow's side, and I think it would do quite well for everyone.
I feel
All right.
perhaps I've missed it, but do you know where the stockpile is exactly?
Perhaps.
Well,
Because
that's not going to help.
all of the plans in the world about how to distract guards and make a diversion do not help if we cannot
I
find
don't know
the
if
thing.
I want to tell you yet, primarily because, well, I'm hoping for a better plan. You see, if I let you know where this place is, and it doesn't go well, then the food might be moved to a new place, and it took me some time to find out where this place was in the first place. So, I want to make sure...
You're asking us to what's the word?
Subterfuge.
You're asking us to subterfuge. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. And you won't even trust us with the location. How are we supposed to make up a plan? Like, what if the location is near a waterfall? That's valuable information for how we make up a plan.
It's in town.
Okay.
That's still not helpful. What if
Okay.
it's near the river?
Well, we're all near the river.
Okay. All right. Is it on this side of the river? Just as a start.
Yes.
Okay. So what if, and he turns towards everybody, what if instead of one singular thing, we do multiple things in different areas to cause as much ruckus and chaos as possible? I'm not sure, like maybe not necessarily fires, though there are some locations around here that we could probably set fire to. That wouldn't matter because it's all ruins, but from a distance it would look like part of the town is on fire, right?
Yeah, but
Just
what if the fire gets out of control?
Well, so we would have to go to a place where the fire isn't likely to spread very easily. There's a lot of mud, the place is
Can't
very
we just
moist.
break in and take the food?
I do not think you save a town by burning it.
No, Okay, so
Can't
I'm
we
not-
just knock them out? Like we did with Perry and Poppy that one time. You know? When Rowan wanted to sneak in and get the pie.
You'll have to convince the guards inside to open the door.
So, where is this building anyway?
I'm sorry, is this door so incredibly large and strong that it cannot simply be broken down?
I'm sure it could, but it is big enough to give you trouble, long enough perhaps for other guards to arrive.
So if the guards have to open the door for us anyway, why can't I just ask them for a stick of butter?
Because if it's secret stores and we know that there's butter there, we'll give up. The
I
information
propose
that we know.
a plan. I have been listening both to Miss Kern and to our 3 small friends here. I think we make a distraction to lure the guards away. We'll figure that out in a minute.
Okay.
When they are lured away, Roper Gray and some volunteers must go in to take it. Because we will need many people to carry it away. You said there's too much in there. I will not be able to haul it out on my own, and I need to stay near them in case something goes wrong. I think we make a diversion, and we send in a group of rebels to take everything and distribute it to the people. That way we can be in 2 places at once.
It's important to know where this building is exactly, because there's water about. We can use that. Otherwise, I've got a horse and a cart. We could use that too. Where is the place? How are we doing this? We don't have enough information.
Yes. Well, I was hoping to hear a little bit more of a plan before I gave you this information, because, again, it is precious.
Well, if anyone has a better plan than mine,
I'll help
speak
persuade, please. I feel like that was a very good. Can he roll and I assist?
So you can give him some hope. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can
up.
spend some
Am I
hope.
rolling for something?
Yeah, this will be...
Somebody, whoever's good at persuading her or
The way
whatever.
the system works is the one with the skill rolls, regardless of who's doing the task.
Right, I just
Right.
didn't realize I was being persuasive. I was
Oh.
just suggesting a plan.
Who's got the best persuade then?
Not me.
Just to make sure, when
Yeah.
I was talking about fire, I meant in one of the already destroyed, mostly picked apart places on the Suto outskirts of town. In order
I
to
don't
make
think
it
we're lighting anything on fire, love.
No
It would
excuses,
look like a
pyromaniac.
fire.
I
It would
meant
look-
their house. I meant
it
the
would-
house that the food is in.
No,
Personally, that's when I said
there's
that. That's what I meant.
the town is deconstructed. There's so many areas that would look like a fire.
Yeah, but
Because
they're
we're
not going to care
ground
about that.
level.
They're only going to think it's an emergency if it's in danger of the butter, right? And then we save the butter.
It would
from
be
the
a fire that's
that
an
we set.
emergency. Yeah, I give up. You're right. Fire's a terrible
the best
idea.
persuade.
No one ever considers that as an emergency. What was I thinking?
Whack. Do I need to roll persuasion or is someone
whoever
else
has
doing
the
it?
highest persuade amongst you can make
Okay.
the roll, and then somebody else can chime in with some hope, if you'd like.
I have 2 in
Oh, I'm all
persuade, but
out of
no.
hope. I'm so low. I'm so low. on
We
hope.
haven't used our fellowship points to restore hope yet.
You
Oh,
did.
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, we did.
last
you
time.
did last
Not
session.
this session.
Correct, but you have not rested yet.
Oh.
Ah,
So
Okay. So who's
Could I
got the
perhaps
most
argue that-
persuade?
Could I perhaps argue that sitting here enjoying a nice meal is resting?
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be a
I'll have
long.
two.
You need to have a prolonged rest.
Oh,
Well, we haven't
question.
finished our conversation
Hold
yet.
on,
It could
hold
go
on.
forever.
Are you ready? Are you ready? We did a time skip. Would we argue that there was a rest in between?
Yeah, I would take that actually. Absolutely. So you can
There
spend
you
your
go.
can spend your fellowship points.
who
How
has
do
the
we do
lowest
that?
hope? That's
so
what we
there
I
was-
have
figure out.
6 hope.
So there's
6.
8 fellowship points that you can use to restore the equivalent in hope, spread amongst you how you like.
Okay.
Oh, I'm fine. I have 14. So,
I
I
have
have
Everybody
9. It's
else
probably the
take
second
some
highest.
first.
So yeah, I imagine not us.
I am also at 6 out of 9, same as Rioth.
Okay.
hey, you both
And-
take 3,
Wait, how much, Piper?
and there's 2 more
I
for
have
Piper.
I have 7 out of 17.
Perfect. 2 for Piper, 3 for you two.
Okay.
Aye, perfect.
Except I can't math, so we're gonna pretend like that was
That's
Fumbled.
it. That's 8. You did
No,
perfect.
I know.
Oh, you
He
can't.
knows. But Toddles can't. Okay.
Toddles doing mad. What are you doing? I don't know.
What? No, I don't know. It's instinct. Just one of those senses, I guess.
Okay, so who's rolling persuade?
Not me. I only have 2.
I also only have
I
2.
would-
Does anyone have 3?
I have 3,
favored?
but I'm on the fire plan, so I can
doesn't
still
matter.
try and get
No, it
information.
doesn't matter.
You can still make a
no.
roll.
Yep. Whoever
Awesome.
has the most
Right.
persuade makes the roll is what Meyer...
Okay.
Sorry.
So,
well, Rios?
then he-
Meyer? Whatever. Rios
he
just told
says-
us.
He says, or I say, if you can just give us the information, I'll be off my fire kick, and maybe we can split the guard's attention. Unfortunately.
Oh God.
Oh no!
Oh, even with hope, that wouldn't have done anything, right?
I didn't use any
Okay.
hope for that.
Well, correct. I think actually with hope you had a 1
If you
out of
roll
6
a
shots.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a
Would
1
you
out
like
of 6
to
shot.
try to roll your bonus die? Because I did see when it was Rios that I was given
And it
hope.
was,
So
okay, sure, yeah.
Spend the
absolutely.
hope.
go for it.
Roll a d6. Not
Oh,
gonna do it, unfortunately.
damn.
Ah, too
try.
bad.
Appreciate it.
Oh, you get 2 because you're my thing. You're
2
my
hope.
focus.
You get 2 hope instead of the 1.
That's right, because you're my focus. So anytime I assist you like this and give you hope, you can have 2 instead of 1.
Can I? Okay.
Oh goodness.
Still no good.
Oh,
Wasn't meant to be.
Well,
That's
we
rough.
tried.
The universe conspires against you on this one.
Yeah,
Ah.
there's no.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Amelia Kern sort of looks at you and says, "It's a start, I suppose.
Truthfully, I don't think we need to know where the food is. What if you and Roper Gray and the rest of them are responsible for taking it out, and we simply keep the guards busy elsewhere?
Perhaps." You can see that she has a very ponderous look on her face as you're talking about all of this. And she says, "Or I could have you do something else for me, something personal. If you are able to help me with this, I will consider speaking with Roper Gray and maybe some others about taking the reins here at Tharbad."
I thought she
Perhaps-
said...
Perhaps this food problem, we might be able to work this out ourselves. But I do have another
Do you
personal
want
matter.
the reins?
That's what I thought. She just said you weren't good for the reins.
I don't think that I am, but perhaps in a council of sorts.
Council with the librarian.
You could train someone up to be the better leader.
Maybe. I'm willing to give it some
Jan the Frog
thought.
could be one.
Who? Oh, yes,
Jan the Frog.
the wonderful person that runs ferries. Yes, they are very
That's right.
nice.
They're very.
They're wonderful.
I do
You should
quite
consider
like
them for, long time service or something. Put them up in a house. Give them some food.
I've offered a few times and I've given some coin. I think they're rather intimidated by me.
Well, yeah, look at what you're wearing.
Regardless, perhaps the food issue is something that I can speak with some others about. But there is a personal matter that has been weighing on me that I've been looking for some assistance with. That if you are unable to help with the food matter, maybe you might be able to tackle that.
It
But we are
just get
certainly unable
fired?
to help us with the food matter if you don't tell us where it is. So, on to the next.
Did we just get fired from a job we hadn't even taken yet?
I don't understand or like any of this.
Well, you don't have to do it. No
What
one
is in it
forcing
for
you.
us? You seem to be ransoming your part in this city's future on the hands of strangers who have nothing to do with it.
I agree with that.
Well, Master Dwarf, you of course would be making coin.
How much coin are we talking about? Because that was not on the table before.
It was, if you were listening. It was one of the very first things I said to you.
And how much coin?
For a personal matter, it will be the equivalent of 10 treasure, which is more than you spent in the month that you've been here in Tharbad.
Aye, that it is. But 10 treasure split amongst us all, or 10 treasure each?
Amongst each of you.
When she gives this amount, there's just no visible reaction because I don't actually know how much money it is.
Yeah, I also.
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
We're just
I'm
like,
just kind of like, that's probably a lot of biscuits I could buy.
Barely enough for one person to scrape by for a month.
We're not haggling, Master Dwarf. If you don't wish to do this, then I'll find someone else.
You still haven't explained what it is you want.
For the first time, she actually pushed down her goblet on a table nearby. That is because I have little hope for success. But it is something that I must know about. As you are well aware, the farmsteads that feed Tharbad have been attacked and raided by Dunlanders. You said as much to Captain Gurnow. I've seen these things and heard it from, well, there are many ears amongst the streets here in Tharbad.
Oh, speaking of, sorry to cut you off, do you know what this is? I pull out of one of my pockets a strange-looking bracelet that Andawan and I looted from one of these raiders before we arrived at Tharbad, and I show it to her.
Let me see it, please.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the description of the bracelet?
All caps, strange bracelet.
All right.
did you say all caps?
Aye.
Oh, look at this strange bracelet!
Some rather fine work. I believe this is rather old. This might be from Arnor. Perhaps.
Arnor?
Yes.
We
That'd
found
be
this on
normal
one of
for
those-
us.
Go on.
No, you go ahead.
I just wanted to know. We found. I just wanted to say we found it on one of the raiders. I don't know if I would know where Arnor is. I was just being polite, you know.
Well-
Arnor. Okay, tell me more about it.
Arnor is here. Not here in Tharbad, per se. But here in Eriador, it is what was before the Second Age and, well, in the early Third Age. It's most likely from the Third Age, but it does most likely look like it is from Arnor. It is quite valuable, I would imagine, to the right collector.
Is it normal for men of Dunland to be wearing these?
No. No, it is not.
Then they must have taken it from somewhere else.
Yes. And that is part of the problem, you see. I have some friends, a family. They run one of the farmsteads. Not heard from them for weeks. From all of these raids that have been happening, I'm afraid that something might have happened to them.
Well, I certainly hope for your sake and theirs that they were not about 2.5 leagues northwest of the entrance of the city.
No.
Okay.
But they are outside the city, and I fear for the safety and the family. They are Ernst and Freda Southbourne. They have 2 children, Tamily and Agar. I would
This
like
is your personal matter. You want us to check on them.
Yes, and
if they are still breathing and alive, what would you have us do? Bring them back here to the city walls?
yes. I must tell them what's been happening with the Dunland raiders and bring them back.
I see. Given the lack of food and how dangerous this town is, do you really think they are safer here?
A valid question, but I think so. At least
Because
for the
we
moment.
could always tell them to flee to Bree instead.
If you feel that you can take them safer to Bree, that would be well.
I said, send them to Bree. This has quickly become take them to Bree. That is a long walk. One which I'm hesitant to make, because I was told to remain here in Tharbad.
Hey.
Very
But
well.
perhaps this is a decision for the family to make, yes?
Yes.
How far away is their farm?
3 days?
If we're supposed to be staying in Tharbad, does that include a 6-day round trip to a farmstead?
I don't think much will change here in the 6 days. A trip to Bree is much, much longer.
I'm just saying in general, if Mr. Gandalf wanted us to stay in this place, almost a week's worth of time.
Well, it's likely to be
Traveling.
way more than a fortnight before he comes back.
I also suppose that if Gandalf were here, he would tell us to go protect the people at this farm. Don't forget what happened on the river. We almost all got killed for the sake of 2 random people in a boat whose names we don't know.
I'm sorry, did you just say don't forget the river?
I didn't.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure we're on the
You're-
same page.
You were trying to protect 2 people on the road, because we know about the fight itself, but
Oh, right. You were not there. There was a boat on the river when the worm appeared. The big monster was chasing 2 random people. We do not know their names. We do not know what became of them. We just know that Gandalf decided to yell at the creature and get it to attack us instead to save them.
then yeah.
And
in
we
line
nearly
with
all
that.
died as a result.
But yeah, in line with that, then absolutely, I agree with you. I think that would be something that he would expect for us to help this family.
Perhaps my judgment is clouded. Perhaps it's just because I need a breath of air outside this stinking city. But a quick trip outside to check on the well-being of a farm family sounds okay to me, if no one else objects.
No.
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 How much money?
As I said, 10 treasure each.
Okay.
Is that a
And
lot?
for the food?
I don't know. Maybe.
For the food, well, let's take that offer off the table for now.
Very well.
So we did get fired.
What if we just look around? The town's not that big. Just look for 2 guards standing in a place that doesn't seem like a normal place for guards to stand.
And then what?
Then we might know that's where the food's stored.
Right.
Unless that doesn't sound like that's likely.
Does it
And
matter?
don't set the house on fire.
No.
I never wanted
don't
to
think
set a
so.
house on fire. I wanted
She
to set
did, though.
ruins on fire.
She did, though.
She
She wanted to set the
That's
house
right.
on fire.
I
Instead
didn't
of
want
give the
to. I was
people the
just thinking
food.
of options.
No, we
No,
don't
we'd
want-
get the food out. We'd set the front on fire, and then while the guards were dealing with that, then we'd rush in and get
What
the food
do you
out.
think happens when you set the front of something on fire? Do you think it just stays there?
the bank.
Well, it's slow.
Well,
Ideally,
Fire is not
the
slow
whole thing
enough.
can't be made of. I mean, is the whole building made of wood,
I
or is there some
thought-
stone in there?
Well, it doesn't
I
even
thought the
matter.
goal
There's
was-
some...
The goal is to get the guards to go away. If you light it on fire, every guard in the
Everyone's
city
gonna come to try to
come
get
running.
the fire out. Yep.
yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
yeah, that's right. Okay, fair.
Do you think there's ghosts at that ghost pit that we could just linger into town?
We could just unleash on them.
Just only, yeah, right.
an army of ghosts running over a city. That's preposterous. Will never happen.
Oh,
If there's an
wait.
No, you don't think? That doesn't seem like something that could happen. Strange.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to visualize it right now. I'm just.
Wow. Fairlight wins the episode.
Okay, all right. So, okay, fine. That can be on
So
the
it's
table.
settled then.
Oh,
We're gonna
we-
go check on this family.
Mhm.
Okay.
We might as well. Arn is still not back to his full strength.
Oh,
It would be good for him to have time to rest while we go do this.
And
Okay.
Roper to take a breath after the news
Yeah.
that was delivered. Aye.
All right, Miss Kern, you have a deal then. We will go check on your friends, inform them of what is happening, and let them decide to go to Bree, to come back to Tharbad, or if they will not hear me, perhaps they will not go to either.
That is good to hear. Thank you.
Where are they?
Yes, I will have Joven find a map and I will point you in that direction.
Very well.
And some time passes and Amelia and Joven sort of set up a rough map for you to get a direction here of where to head. While this is going on, you're kind of, left alone here and there. Are you all just kind of staying together here in the room, eating and drinking and stuff? Is anybody
yeah.
getting?
sorry,
Is
anything
anybody
better than that?
getting nosy?
All right.
Oh,
Yes.
can we roll for nosy?
That's you can to tell if you would be nosy or if you succeed on being nosy
if
without
we
being
would
detected.
Be nosy. Yeah.
Alright.
Can
up
we
to you.
roll for nosy?
Yeah, I think that's up to you though. Roll whatever
How
you want.
How many drinks are we in, Lonnie?
Yeah, that's a good
Piper.
question.
Oh, yeah. And I'd be right alongside. We must
Yeah.
be
On the
2 to
third.
3 at this
Because
point.
here's
right?
the thing,
Yeah.
I could be fairly nosy.
Yeah.
This is an ex-adventurer. I would definitely have been scanning the room to see.
Oh, so if you're encouraging me in any way, I'm definitely being nosy.
Oh, I mean,
I'll
I
roll a
wasn't-
stealth,
This
please.
place is also bigger than just this room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll be nosy.
I mean,
I think-
are you guys like checking the medicine cabinet? You know.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah.
I know what Launton would be doing. Launton has been worried about this house being magic for a while. So he's definitely
Failure.
going from piece to piece, place to place, paintings, objects, just looking at things. I don't know if he might pick them up and move them and put them back down, but he's trying to see if he can feel magic or see it.
Sure.
Maybe it's a glimmer, you know.
I just want to see if she has butter.
Okay. So you're headed to the kitchen,
Yes.
or trying to find the kitchen. Okay.
I am
Is there?
not going to wander
sorry.
too far from where we started.
Sure.
I also won't sit down. I am kind of pacing nervously and claustrophobic in this place.
Mm-hmm. What were you going to say, Piper?
Is there anything of elven make in this room, or anything that looks like it's been from adventures that's like around?
Great question. I want to find out basically where everybody's going first, and then I will start to
Right.
answer some questions. Rioth.
Okay, well, if we have been left alone in this room, it
Yeah,
is only
periodically
courteous to-
here and there. It's, it's like some food has been brought in, some drinks have been brought in here and there, so you've probably been left alone for little bits of time here and there.
Okay, as a guest of this person's place, I would likely stay here. However, because they're an adventurer, if there's anything in this room, I would have definitely scanned 3 times over just to see what, they might have nice things. Not that I want to necessarily steal from them, even though I might, have a burglar's proclivity, but, I just make sure.
Sure.
Not Rio, no.
So,
Listen, I just said I was courteous.
so Launton, you have left the room, and
Absolutely,
Toddles, you have left the room, and you've gone snooping in the kitchen, and Launton probably the hallways, maybe looking around a few other rooms.
Any open
Rioth,
doors.
Anduin, and Piper. Piper, you're staying here too?
I'm staying in the room.
The
I
living
think.
room
Well,
kind
the
of area?
reason. The reason why I asked if there was anything of elven make in this room is if there's anything in this room for me to be interested in staying in. Otherwise, I might be following either Launton or
Okay.
Toddles.
Absolutely.
If
There's
if
a
the
lot of
nosing-
cool shit in here.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of cool stuff. There is definitely like adventure trophies around.
Oh wow.
She's showing that stuff
Okay,
off.
then I'm in this room. I'm stuck in this room. You can't get me to avert my gaze.
She is showing this stuff off. There's a lot of really nice pieces around this room. And you would see stuff from all over. You see a lot of very nice pieces of elven make. You see some dwarven pieces as well. And you see some things from Gondor, you imagine, as well. Now, sorry, Anduin, what were you going to say as well? You had
Oh,
some
I
thoughts?
was just going to say that if the nosiness and messing with stuff is occurring immediately next to me, mind you that Anduin will go into dad mode. Stop that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've wandered to a different room, I'm not there to say anything.
Yeah, you like pick up
I'm
this
not
like
touching
really
anything, really.
intricate artwork and like snap.
I'm not
ship in a
touching
bottle and
anything.
shake it.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff around. There's
Do they have little plaques under them like a museum to identify what they are?
Definitely
or are
not.
they just
Definitely
randomly
not.
in a case?
No. They're not in cases, but they'd be on like mounts and stuff. There's some cool weapons and stuff that are hung up. This really beautiful shield that appears to be very well maintained, that has a white tree on it. And anybody that wants to make a lore roll about any of this stuff can definitely do that.
I'm not
I
near
think-
you, right?
I think we've established that no one in this group has any skill in lore.
I do.
I
but
have
I'm
Oh,
not
you
near
do?
am
Okay,
I?
never mind.
You are.
yeah.
You are.
Ryuth,
Ryuth. You
yeah.
are.
Okay.
You're in the room with Piper.
Oh, okay. What are you looking at over there?
Huh?
I ask.
So,
What am I looking at
yeah.
over here?
Piper, you see.
I
that-
don't know. I failed.
So you can
Doesn't
tell
matter what you're looking at.
the way that this art is made. It is definitely styled in a way that you would tell is definitely not like man-made or hobbit-made. And you haven't seen very much dwarven things, Piper. If you could imagine what something elvish would look like, it would probably be something like this. It's a wood carving of a bird in flight, and it is maybe a bird that you've never seen before, but it is perched on a branch, and it's very beautifully done. And there's a delicacy and an intricateness to this artwork that you haven't seen before. It's very beautiful.
Wow. It's so beautiful. I can't believe that anything like this was made and not... Was it made by real hands? Oh my gosh.
Loremaster, this is the thing that I failed to get the lore roll on, right? Because if it's a mastercraft, then I would have rolled something else. Because I have craft and lore. And craft is much higher.
Yeah, okay.
I thought you were rolling for the shield with the white tree on it, to be honest.
Yeah, so, I was kind of feeling it out to see what you guys were going to do, to see what the roll was going to be about. But I'll say that you if you were trying to just figure out what that was, you can roll for craft. It will be something different. The result will be different no matter what.
I see. Okay. So would you like me to make a straight roll, or should I just add 1d6 to what I got?
Yeah, if it's just a 1d6 difference, just do that. That's fine.
Not that I had the best roll, but with a 4, I made it.
Yes. I think with that, you're able to tell that this is definitely of elven make, and you've heard of some elven woodcrafters. They use like fallen branches and whatnot. They never harvest wood that is still alive, right? They always use wood that has fallen already from trees, and they use that to make their woodcraft. And they have many people amongst them that have great skill, and they work as artists, and they very much enjoy beauty, and they see beauty and art craft as a practical thing, in that it helps enrich people's lives. It is not something that is merely meant to be looked at. It is meant to enrich people's lives. So this would have been made with a purpose to enrich someone's life, and is considered a very great gift.
I would be very careful with that. That's elven make. And old.
Okay, well, I won't do anything with it then. I'm not touching it, but it's so beautiful. Elven make, you said?
Aye.
Wow.
I wouldn't happen to know the name of it, would I?
Oh. I think that's a separate roll. I would take lore or... Oh man, maybe courtesy.
Oh, I'll go with lore then. I'm not very courteous. Failure! I don't know who made it or what its name is, so... but it's old, and expensive, and filled with the power of great welcoming.
Old, expensive, and fancy. Yep. Sounds elven.
Now, Launton, Toddles, you're exploring the rest of the house. Toddles, you're looking for the kitchen and looking for some food and whatnot. Do you split up? Do you stay together?
If she's going stretch to the kitchen, I'd probably, as long as she knows the direction.
I don't know if I know exactly where the kitchen is, though, in this big mansion of so I think I'm just wandering with you.
Yeah.
Looking for the kitchen, but something else comes up, then...
Yeah, for sure. So we're, probably just going from once in the hallway, looking around for different doors or anything that's either open, or maybe I just give the knob a little jiggle to see if it's unlocked or whatnot.
So did you separate? Did you split up?
No.
As of right now,
we're wandering
no.
together. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then I would like a roll for you two as well. This can be... doesn't sound like you're trying to be particularly stealthy.
I'm not, no.
Okay. You can do an explorer roll or a scan roll.
I would like to argue awareness, only because the awareness skill represents a hero's readiness to react and his ability to notice something unexpected, out of the ordinary, or difficult to detect. I'm specifically looking for magic items.
Out of the ordinary.
Sure.
Okay. Oh, what?
Another one.
It didn't. It took the wrong number. No, it didn't matter. All right, sounds good.
It was an Eye of Sauron for the other one.
Oh.
Ouch.
You had between a 0 and a 1.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
I love that. It's not like you should fail, but it did. So.
A lot of interesting things that you look around. Nothing jumps out at you as magical or anything. There's a lot of paintings and stuff hung up in various places. People you don't really know or recognize. It's just a very fancy place with fancy furniture, and you are unable to find the kitchen, and you don't really see anything magical.
Balderdash,
Yeah.
I say. There's nothing magical here. This is ridiculous.
Real, inside the living room there are a few things that you do notice of dwarven make as well. And you can see maybe some familiar geometry amongst some of these items. There are several dwarven coins of different denominations. You can see their telltale geometric shapes and the minting of a dwarvish face on each of them. Dwarves being like the only, I think the only peoples here in Middle-earth that actually mint their coins and have some kind of dwarven face on them to represent a different dynasty or king. And there's also a few other things that you recognize. Make another lore roll for me, Riod.
Oh, okay. Lore. I need to get more lore points if I'm the lore boy. Oh, failure.
Okay.
What are the rolls today?
So, with another fail, you don't know where it's from. You think you recognize one of these pieces. It looks like a piece of something. It is what could potentially be some kind of like a lot of these pieces are mounted, right? Like they have wooden mounts with holders for some weapons and some shields and stuff that are mounted on walls, and the various art pieces. This looks like this could be something that would hold something. And at first you don't really recognize it, or it doesn't really make any sort of an impact. But then you recognize it. You've seen this. This held something, which is why I didn't recognize it at first. Saw it in your notes.
Oh. Oh. And I see this, but not just using my role, because I'm not in the room.
Correct.
Oh.
Don't remember where you saw it, but you do remember that you saw it.
Okay. From my nose. That's important. I'll have to ask.
Amelia Kern returns
Miss Kern!
with Joven, and Rio immediately bursts out.
That piece you have there.
Oh my.
The fragment. What is it? Where is it from? Do you know, or did you just purchase it?
Perhaps we can speak on this. I am also interested in this piece.
Speak on this now, you meant to say.
No. Complete this task and I will speak on it further with you. And you will tell me
Everyone
what you
just
know.
itching Ryuth.
You would hold. Fine. Okay. We best get to work then.
Oh, this is what she meant when she said she chooses all her words carefully.
Aye.
That's a good place for us to take our break. We're going to take a little bit of a break here, folks. If you have not done so, please make sure you're following all these wonderful people. You notice that it is in the titles now. You can click on their names, follow them here on Twitch, or you can head on over to tablestory.tv/ashes to go follow them in all of the places. And if you have yourself a Prime Gaming sub that you haven't used yet, consider throwing it their way. Get yourself some emotes, support these wonderful people, or just throw money at them, you know. Just give them money because they're wonderful and wonderful role players. And we'll find out more about what's going on with Amelia Kern and how our group is feeling about this whole situation when we come back in just a few minutes. Hang tight for more Ashes of Eriador. We'll be back in just a little bit. Hang tight as I do all of these things manually. Perhaps after you complete this task, I'll be happy to speak with it about you with this. Mr. Dwarf?
Very well. You heard them. Let's get going.
There's not a single thing that's magical here. Not a single thing.
know.
Oh, wrong thing.
Oh.
Don't look at that.
Where have you two been?
Oh, exploring. We were looking for butter or anything magical.
Butter. But, but not...
Magical butter?
Magical. Why do people say this house is magic? Is that just a rumor you've spread? Or perhaps it's all these trophies.
It
no,
manages
it's just...
to scare the guards away. They're very, very superstitious. Skeptical.
So, is it magical or no? And do you have any magical butter?
I don't have any magical butter.
Oh, okay.
So it is magic.
I was just curious.
Because you
I wasn't
only
going to
answered
eat
the
it.
one part. You only answered the one part. You didn't answer the part about it being a magical house. Is the house magical? You didn't answer that part. You just said there was no magical butter.
Wow, that was clever. I completely forgot about the first part of my question.
I know butter's pretty, important, but
That was
I
well
suppose
done.
I didn't answer.
I just, and that that was a non-answer as well.
Speechcraft indeed.
Wow, Piper, well done.
thanks.
So
It
is it
reminds me
magical?
somewhat of Gandalf when he doesn't want to answer.
Yeah. So it is magical then.
And you are a
Hold on.
sorceress.
Wait.
Perhaps it's these trophies.
No, see, she's gonna now comment on the trophies. You only have to ask the
my
one question
goodness.
and then leave it. Is the house magical?
The trophies are
told
keepsakes
you.
from my past.
Keepsakes from your 10,000 years old past because you're a sorceress who's lived
Really
forever
look
in a
that
magic house.
old?
We're not
no,
talking about your
goodness,
age.
no.
That's
Sorry, no,
outside, yeah.
just,
No, no, no.
you know,
10,000
Mr.
years old.
That's quite a.
How old are you?
No, Piper, no! What are you doing? You can't ask someone that.
Very
no, you know
uncouth.
that.
No. I'm sorry, I'm a hobbit. We don't have such couth where I come from.
Yes, we do. We live by the
London.
coast.
I'm 58 years old.
No, and she answered.
wow.
Oh, no.
You don't look a day over 32.
Exactly twice my age.
Stop! No, Marty.
You're 32.
If I could just interject, ma'am. For this journey, could we might get a wee bit of supplies before we leave, just since it's a 6-day journey, 3 there and 3 back. Just some brat or something for the journey.
I don't have
Just
much
looking around at everyone.
myself.
Nervous.
I don't have much myself. Please make a persuasion roll.
Oh, no. Look, I know how this is going to go because all the rolls have been this way. So here we go.
I'm giving you
Rolling
hope.
for rolls.
Oh, you're giving me hope. Okay.
Love
It's a
that the
stupid
majority.
thing to waste the hope on, but my character would do it.
Yeah.
So
I love that the majority of hope that has been spent by titles is for food-related things.
It's
we
2
go.
hope as well for you.
Oh, it's 2.
food
Because
and
you're
medical.
focus.
Yep.
Right.
Oh!
Is that possible? How many dice? How
Extraordinary.
much
33.
persuade do you have?
So I have 3.
Wow! You rolled 3 6s. Holy cow! That is correct.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
So you get 3 extra successes. How would you like to spend them?
I would like to take all of everything in the larder. No, let's see.
I would like all of the butter, all of the cheese,
all of the butter.
No,
I
does
don't
it take 3
think you
successes to get-
understand what I asked for, son. When I say I want all of your eggs and all of your bacon, I mean all of it.
Who was that character? What were we referencing?
Oh,
I gotta
Virgo's
watch
having
that.
hot flashes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, looking at the special successes, I have 3 to spend. Fuck. Oh, I don't know if I could do this.
What?
Well, if you don't have a lot for us on this journey, but you know where a lot could be. Maybe we could help ourselves. There's no fucking way.
Lawton. We're not taking the food meant for the people.
All right, you're right. You're right.
Devious
No,
that.
no.
I like it.
I thought you were going to try to just get the location.
How the fuck do I use 3 successes when asking for bread?
All right,
Help
hold
me
on.
out
Let's
here.
let's think. Let's use our noggins, okay? What are the options?
She also tells us if she's a wizard or not, and if the house is magical.
That has nothing to do with food.
No, it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter because that's gathering more information, and it does not have to be related to the task at hand.
It could be gain
Does it
insight.
That's right. That's what it is. Gain insight.
Go quietly probably wouldn't apply here. I
Doesn't
don't
really
think.
matter. You know.
No.
Widen influence probably, or gain insight. Those are
And-
probably the only
and-
things.
We can say that score an additional success could matter here.
What would that be for a different role?
Further. Yeah.
Or is that for the, because I'm trying to
It
understand.
could be something
exactly-
special.
yeah. Something special. I'll take your last stick of butter, please.
Shall we say
Yeah, I mean, this is hard.
gaining insight, you said?
Yeah, I would love to gain some insight, but
Do gain insight, widen influence, and the additional success.
So
then you get all three.
Gain insight does say not necessarily related to the task at hand. So, what did you say again, Tottles, for...
Oh, just gain insight, widen influence, like maybe everybody gets some bread, I don't know, and then additional success. But you could honestly do 2 gain insight and the additional success, because widen influence. Yeah.
So does the additional success hold over until it is needed later?
I
Or
don't
would it
know.
be
I
or
think
is it
it's
something
something
related to
special.
right now.
This will be something special.
It's right now.
Oh,
Something special.
take it.
Yeah. Because normally he doesn't do that. So it's something important. So you definitely want to do
is.
that.
I guess I'll gain additional insight. I just don't know towards what, you know?
Well, we'll find out. It's not necessarily related to bread.
Okay, so
It could be
this
that
is
the
what I
house
do.
is magical.
This is what I do. I lean in close. And I was like, surely you have some supplies or bread that you could lend
Or
us.
maybe the house can just magic some up.
Not actually, yeah, that would be Launton. And if you're living quite well, we had a lot of food here that seemed a little frivolous, so where could it be coming from? Surely you have something to give.
Very well. I have some supplies and things that I'd be willing to part with. I suppose it will be in support of a very good cause, and I did ask you to do these things. I have some food and some drink for you. Food and some water and some wine.
Oh, you know what I just realized? Maybe we should be bringing that food and water and wine to the people she wants us to look out for.
But
It's not
we'll bring them
much.
back, so
It's not much,
maybe.
but I do
Okay.
also
Right,
have
okay.
something else that you might be able to use.
All right.
On loan.
Okay. On loan.
Could it be a magic item?
And she walks over to a chest in the room. And she gets out a key and opens it up. And she draws forth something quite brilliant. She pulls forth very marvelous looking. Someone roll me a d6, please.
Oh,
Does that has to be?
Two.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Two.
I didn't want to roll.
Very marvelous looking brooch. Roll another d6, please.
3.
It has a large ruby in it.
Ruby.
And another
Now
d6,
that's a rather
please.
marvelous looking ruby brooch.
6.
It appears to have a... Well, I suppose this could be a lore roll again. You have a lore roll for this.
I hope I get it this time. So
Hope?
I'm going to use hope.
Oh, okay.
Because, you know, failing my thing 3 times in a row hurts.
Can I ask? Is lore favored for you?
No!
Do you only have 2 pips in it?
Yes!
So do I.
Oh,
Oh!
Could have
I'm
saved you
dead.
some pain.
Lore is
target
favored
number-
for me. I have 2
Your
pips
target
and
number
it's
might be
favored
lower.
for me.
Oh, okay. So Piper should be doing the lore roll then.
So Piper's been the Loremaster this whole time and we didn't know it.
I just assumed that he had better lore than me.
Yeah.
I said I had 2. Oh,
You
oh no.
you don't recognize the make, but Amelia pulls it out, and it is decorated with a sort of various embellishments, and there are weaving along the outside of the ruby what looks to be very polished. Maybe this is gold, you think? In the shape of fire around the ruby.
What is this?
This is a very old brooch.
Like 10,000 years old? Old?
Perhaps not that old, but maybe half as old.
50,000 years old.
Half of 10 is 5, not 50.
It's like looking in a mirror. It's like looking in a damn mirror.
I love it so much.
Oh.
Who did it belong to? That long ago?
Comes from a land to the west of Eriador. My understanding was that it came from the elves of Beleriand. I found this very early in my days of adventuring. I found it to be a comfort. It always felt like it kept me warm when I needed it. I always saw it as sort of lucky charm. She stares at it for a very long time, lost in thought. There's that, what I imagine to be a very uncomfortably long silence for hobbits. But you all feel maybe like it's not your place to speak, even the hobbits. As she stares at this thing for a long time. And she closes her hand around it. And it is not terribly large, but maybe about the size of a silver dollar or so. And it is meant to be pinned. You see on the back it has a pin that sticks through the back piece. She closes her hand and stands up. She extends her hand over to you, Lawton, and you see this wonderful ruby brooch.
Oh, okay. I take it and
Before you take it, her hand closes for a second. She looks at you again. And keep this safe.
Of course. Of course. I pick it up, and then I think, looking at all of us, I walk over to Rioth and I hand it over, and I say, I think among all of us, I'd expect you to keep this well.
Could I do a craft roll? See if it was dwarven made or elven made. Because the elves have this thing where they always seem to carry about dwarven made jewelry. That's why we don't like them very much.
Yes you can.
Whoa.
There it is.
There it is.
You have 2 extra successes. How would you like to spend them?
I would like to gain insight into this item, what exactly it is, in terms of this warmth they speak of.
If you use your other point for an extra success.
In lore?
Well, an extra success here on this roll.
Okay.
If you spend one of these successes here, I will tell you how to use it.
Oh, okay. Who made it? How to use it?
This is
And
of
I'm holding it up in
elvish.
this moment.
This is of elvish make. And how do you feel about elven craftsmanship?
They try. I mean, we have long since lost the means that we had in days yore to craft such things. But dwarven jewelry craft, I've been told, and I've seen with my own eyes, have excelled way past many things that elves have been able to make in the first, even the second age. But, flip those around. But, no, there is a magic to elven craft. Even non-magical elven craft, I suppose, you know. They, put their souls into it. Mm.
Let me assuage your fears here. This is magical. When you hold it, you know, you see dancing along the gold and the glitter. There is spell work laid here.
Hmm.
This will keep you warm in all but the coldest places.
Oh.
I see.
You can use this magical, marvelous artifact by making a roll. You will have to make a wits roll when you use this artifact. And you think
Wits roll. Mm-hmm.
this is a famous piece. This is known as the spark of creativity. Whether or not you tell anyone this is up to you. From what you were able to glean, it does not appear that Amelia knows.
Okay.
So, does it do something?
Aye. But it does. I've read about this one before.
You have?
Perhaps we'll share that information later. Aye?
He did the thing.
Yeah, brought it back around.
Perhaps, Master Dwarf.
Very well, and I pocket it away.
If you do not know what it does, why would you entrust it to us for safekeeping in the first place?
If you are not willing to use all that you have to protect friends and family, then why keep anything?
I do not feel as though you've answered my question.
I agree with that, though. Well, I mean, sort of what they're saying is there's no point in keeping it if they're not willing to use it to protect their friends and family, which is where they're sending us to go and check on their friends. Family.
How one would go about using something when you don't know what it does is beyond me, but I am not the philosopher here, I suppose.
Well, I felt like it it felt more along the lines of superstition, really. Like this is a good luck charm of sorts that has kept me, you said warm in times?
I've always felt that way, yes.
I mean, I have memories that do that as well. Those are special. I think I wish I could impart memories to people sometimes to give them a little bit of hope in a harder situation.
Yes.
So,
Well,
and this is from when you were younger, you picked this up, you said.
Oh, yes, quite young. I was in a troll cave.
So,
funny how that seems to be a common thread
I
in these
sniff it.
tales.
Smells great.
sounds good. It's been cleaned so many times. Well, okay. Rio, are we going to be taking your cart or Anduin? Are we walking?
You're
are we
damn right we're taking Rusty.
Oh, okay.
It was a good horse. Served
Seven.
us well last time.
Aye. I
Maybe
just
we
hope they
can.
haven't gotten Rusty, you know?
Maybe we can bring him
Amelia.
around.
This will be the first time I have tried to leave the city since we got here. Gronow's rules say we cannot leave. Do you think they will try to stop us from heading out to visit your friends?
I very much doubt that. For multiple reasons. First and foremost,
Good.
you are not
Because-
considered a citizen of Tharbad. Second,
So we can leave.
yes, I imagine so.
Good. Because I am not keen on getting involved in a revolt or anything like that, but if they try to hold me prisoner in this city, they will not like the result.
I don't suppose you want to pay our toll now for this task. It is a fairly steep price to leave this place and to enter it. At least I had to pay to get in the first place.
I have already given you supplies. Please make a persuasion roll.
It wouldn't be me.
Bleeding her dry.
This will
Give us your
require
supplies,
this will require an extra success, by the way.
Oh,
Give us
it
your
wouldn't be me to make this
supplies,
roll in the first
your
place.
artifacts, your food.
I only have 2 for persuasion.
Yeah, me too. No
I
favored.
have 3 in persuade. So
But you would step in this situation.
no,
I
she's
thought-
given
you
us.
didn't want to.
Yeah, no, she's given us so much at this point. I don't see why she would.
Didn't you say the highest person rolls regardless of who's the one doing it anyway?
Typically,
Aye.
whoever's in the scene. Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll roll for
Unless
it. and then you
Lawton
can-
didn't want to, in which
No,
case,
I'm
in
happy.
character, he
Happy
would
to do it. No. I would say that after you said that, that's more than fine. Here we go.
Okay.
Wait, I would like to cancel that failure.
With the hope.
No, I got a success there. I got a. Oh no, you needed this to be extra. I'd need 2, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind.
Even if you cancelled it, the number is under what you needed to roll. I don't think we succeed either way.
Aye.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Ow.
Now I feel bad for strong-arming you.
Unfortunately, I've given you all that I can. I do not have as much food and supplies as you think I might. Everyone in this town is going without. I've given you all that I can. I believe this to be fair, Master Dwarf. And I am trusting you
Mhm.
with my friends, and it's something that I hold very dear. Hopefully we can both speak on the things that we wish to discuss when you return.
Aye. All
Very
right.
well then. Have a safe journey.
Thank you.
You're most
Thank you.
welcome.
I hope your
Was-
friends are okay.
She looks
For what
down
it's
for a
worth.
second. As do I. But I've lived a long time and I've seen... I've seen some difficult things. Have a safe journey.
Thank you.
Joven,
Let's go.
you please show them to the door. Yes, Lady Kern. Joven escorts you out. And that is where we're going to end the episode today.
Very good. Very good.
Holy cow.
God, that's magic. Use
The actual goosebumps I got when you pulled out the brooch and described it. Whack, that was very good.
Thank you.
That was
we made that on the fly.
It was very,
That's
very
great.
cool.
Did you make that up?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I did not
Cool.
have that ready. I did not expect the rolls when they happened.
It feels.
I fully believe
Yeah.
you that was an actual item in Elven Tolkien lore. I was
Yeah.
Googling it to be like, what is this? Oh my god, I've never heard of this
Well,
before.
You see, that was Whack displaying his spark of creativity.
Creativity. Oh my
It's
God.
true.
So you said it would be a wits roll for that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Aye.
So, question, Rioth, what's your wits rating?
Not good. Why?
Because Rio seems like the type to not share information, and the hobbits have pretty high wits. So
Yeah, I
if this
was
thing
gonna
is
say.
not used the whole time, I love it.
But there's
Mhm.
also something to consider, and that is Riod's, well, interest in treasure.
I swear to Christ,
Well, if
I
I,
will
have
cry
been,
it.
if I have been keeping track mentally correctly, the hobbits all have wits of 5. Rioth has a wit of 4. It's only 1 point off. I don't think it matters that much.
It's any advantage in this game when we're rolling and getting
Yeah.
this many failures.
What I'm saying is
I
Rioth is
misspoke.
not dumb.
So I'm
Oh,
so
of
sorry.
course not, yes.
I
Like he's
misspoke.
not.
He means a wisdom roll.
I meant a wisdom roll. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. Was
Oh.
my brain
Yeah.
was firing on too many cylinders at once. It is a wisdom roll. I apologize.
So like a shadow test.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Because it's like you're going to die or freeze to death or whatever, and then it's going to keep you warm. It's literally the saving Frodo item.
Yeah.
Very, very magical.
Okay.
Alright.
Don't the hobbits all inherently have favored on wisdom rolls?
I have
Oh.
2
I see.
wisdom, and it's
Same.
favored.
Yeah.
See,
Is
now
for
it
using
makes
on yourself or using on other people is the question.
I think it's whoever's wearing it, I imagine.
I wonder if it protects the whole group or just the holder.
It might
To
be the whole
find
group,
out.
depending on the roll,
We'll just
I
have
mean,
to
I
run.
hope we don't get to find out, because it means we're freezing to death.
We'll
Like
just
going
have
to
to run
Iceland,
into the
say?
nearest blizzard to figure it out.
Oh, look, a mountain. Guys, get
Yeah.
the brooch.
Oh shit, shout outs,
far over.
motherfuckers. We're supposed to be shouting out.
We're about to. Yes, thank you everybody for joining us today for another episode of Ashes of Eriador. Much appreciated. Make sure you're following all these wonderful people. You can follow them using the Twitch title and click on their names and follow them that way, or head on over to tablestory.tv/ashes to go follow them in all the places. And if you have yourself a Prime Gaming sub that you haven't used yet, consider throwing it their way. Get yourself some emotes. Support these wonderful people, excellent role players. Go give them all the love, please. If you want to help support Tablestory, make sure you're following us here on Twitch. Tablestory here on Twitch, Tablestory on YouTube, at a Tablestory on Twitter. And if you head on over to the Ashes website, we also have podcast links as well. And Keeper's so kind as to put those in the chat as well. And come hang out on our Discord, tablestory.tv/Discord. And yeah, let's go around the room. Let's do some shout-outs. Why don't we start off with Mirggles today?
Hello, I'm Mirggles. Today was awesome. I'm just gonna briefly say this one thing. before I was getting ready, I was like watching Tolkien lore videos and stuff. And I was just sitting there appreciating Whack and all of the effort he's put into the show and how much it feels like Lord of the Rings and how much he has to contend with the lore and how I feel like he's just doing such a good job. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to say that in my shout out. Anyway, you can catch me also on Tuesdays for Kingmakers, which is an amazing show that PB narrates and GMs and story tells. And it's fantastic. And yeah, that's me.
Coming up on the end for that one, so you definitely want to check it out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Please go give Mirggles a follow. She's a wonderful person and an excellent animator, and she
And role player
Yes,
on
and a
Wild
role player.
Cowgirl.
Oh.
So if you want to see, I can't make that joke. I just can't. I can't do it. Can't do it. Please go give Mirggles a follow. Aaron.
Hi, everybody. My name is Aaron. We don't need to talk about me too much, but I agree with what Mirggles said. Whack, you do a fantastic job. I also thought you were reading from the book when you were. I mean, it just felt like, oh, this must be a table. Like my brain was going, this has got to be
Frantically looking in the core rule book for parts to throw together.
Yeah.
And that moment where my brain froze. That's what happened there.
Well, it was great. It was great. A lot of fun today. Really appreciate everybody. I definitely want Jan the Frog to eventually be something in this town. When that was brought up, I was like, I don't know. It feels right, you know, this big heart kid. Anyway, yeah, my name's Aaron. I'm a writer. I wrote a book called Firewall Down. You can find more about that at Twitter at Aaron B. Writes, and special love to my cast here. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. So that's it. It's me. And I found $5. Right, Miranda? No one's going to get that.
It's a joke.
And that's okay.
I mean, I
PB
did.
gets it.
You're going to get it. Yeah.
PB's heard the spiel.
I say it now. I use it every time. It works like a charm. Yep,
It works.
it absolutely works.
Thank you so much, buddy. Fairlight.
Hello, I am Fairlight Excalibur on Twitch, and I play Anduin of the River, who is the fish out of water in this episode in a fancy house. I had a lot of fun. The mood was great, especially the unveiling of the magic item. Really entertaining. Good stuff. I love this show. I have a blast. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here, bud. Where can people find you, and what are you doing now?
Well, you can click my name in the title of the stream with that lovely new feature. That will take you straight over there. And you can find me playing variety games and checking out whatever's new. Went from Company of Heroes last week to The Last Spell this week, which is excellent, by the way. You should all play The Last Spell. Great game.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And then I'll probably jump into the Diablo 4 beta next.
Rip.
Yes.
I've actually never played a Diablo game before, so...
I think it's like right up your alley.
Yeah,
dude.
you're gonna
Yeah.
love it.
I think so too. I like the idea
Yeah.
of it. It's just there's always been, you know, with Diablo 1, I was too young, and that was like 30 years ago. We didn't have a PlayStation. Diablo 2 came out while I was busy with school. Diablo 3 came out while I was busy being the community manager of a different game. So
Can I
I've had
make
to
a
pass up
suggestion?
on all of them.
Can I make a
Yes.
suggestion? Before you do Diablo 4, if you're not going to play the other ones, watch... There's compilations of the cinematics. Watch all that stuff first. If you're not going to play the other ones. I'm not a big fan of the Diablo series, except for the story. I live for those cinematics. They're incredible. And they do a lot for the lore and stuff. So I highly recommend you at least check those out if you're not going to play the others.
I am a sucker for a good cinematic, so yes, I'll do that.
Yeah. Well, learn about Deckard Cain, which is how he talks. Literally like this the whole time.
Mega spoiler.
I'm familiar
Aaron,
with
this
Deckard
jerk.
Cain.
That
How
is
dare you.
not a spoiler. His name, and that's it.
Someone else who loves to spoil, Meyer.
I have no idea.
Never spoiled anything in his life.
Yeah, that is literally never.
These are spurious allegations, Loremaster.
Good word.
Yeah.
It's a vocab word.
Indeed. You can find me at twitch.tv/Meyer, where I do things. Today I played Barotrauma. Tomorrow I'll do nothing. On Saturday I'll probably do nothing, but I'll
We're not going to play more Barotrauma tomorrow.
Tomorrow, as long as it's before 6, in which case you can find me tomorrow playing Barotrauma.
Perfect.
Until 6 o'clock. Then I'm doing other stuff for Cooler Master, doing Nitro Stream Racer, and then the accent's changing, and all of a sudden I'm doing Wild RP stuff now. So before I die, whack!
Pumpkinberry.
There we go.
Hello, hi, I'm Pumpkinberry, and I just want to echo Aaron and Mirggles by saying I agree with that about Whack. He's doing a killer job. That's it. I'm hopefully playing Barotrauma tomorrow because it was a lot of fun.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and that's it. It was so much fun. Thank you for having me. I love the show. That's it.
Thank you for being here.
Hey.
Thank you so much, PB. Make sure you're following Pumpkinberry. Wonderful person, wonderful role player. All wonderful friends. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I'm Wax Steven. I've been your Loremaster of Mount Doom. I've dragged the players kicking and screaming through the adventure today as they journey out of Tharbad to see what has happened to the
it's gonna be depressing,
friends
isn't
of
it?
Amelia Kern.
They're so dead.
Also, just a little bit of a break from the mechanics, but I think it's an appropriate time. You guys can do your the next phase, the fellowship phase here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
A little bit of a break from the mechanics, but it kind of makes sense.
Spend our 50 skill points finally.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I know some people have to do some accounting and whatnot, so I wanted to tell you
Yes.
now so
Yeah.
you can figure that out for next week, because you might need it. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And hopefully we'll see you on Sunday for Brad's show. Mr. Brad Wodo runs a show called Rise of the Apprentice, Star Wars show that PB is on, and you should go check that out. Thank you so much for being here. Peace out. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Bye-bye, everybody. And that doesn't work, so I need to push the button this way. Bye!